Hi, it's Lori from Coast to Coast Craft Girls coming to you from the West Coast. Today I wanted to share with you a little sort of a box card that I made, or I don't know what you call them. I mean, if it sort of folds flat. It's a card from my husband, so I don't care if it folds flat because I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hand deliver it to him. Um, but it's made with layers, as you can see. Let me show you that way. And I just love how it came out. So anyway, let me show you what I used and how I made it. Okay, I've got all the pieces together, so let's get started. I'll show you how to put this together. So we're going to build the base of the card first. So this will be the front, and then the sides, and then some glue tabs. And this piece it's an A4 sheet of paper, and then I trimmed it to 4 inches high. And then because I wanted the front to be 5 inches and the sides to be 3 inches, right? Yes. So 5 inches and 3 inches and 3 inches, that's 11. And out an A4 sheet of paper, I had another 3/4 of an inch in the length. So I could do 3/8 inch glue tab on each end to make it actually fit out of an A4 because I didn't want to cut into a 12 by 12 just for this one piece. So that's my first piece. And then I just gutted this out with my craft knife. And the way, and you can make it whatever border you want, but I wanted to create a frame, and I used the inverted nesting die to cut that aperture. So I wanted the aperture in the white card to be big enough that when I put that on, I won't see any of the white. So that's how I decided. So I decided on that size just based on the nesting die. And so this piece of blue card is just, so this is 5 by 4. And so this one's just about an eighth of an inch under that on each side. And then I just kind of centered that nesting die. It's a little bit to the top because I wanted it a little more to the top, but it's pretty well centered. And this is the inverted scalloped nesting die. So that's going to go on that front. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on before, because it's easier to put on when it's flat like this. So let's go ahead and glue that on. Actually, before I do that, because I think I'm going to put, well, no, it doesn't matter. I was going to say I was going to sandwich my, because I'm going to have acetate on the front. And so I've got a piece of acetate that basically just fits right inside there. And yeah, I'm going to put that on the blue, and then it'll be sandwiched in there. It won't show from the inside anyway, but just in case. So I'm going to use my, oh no, not that one, my tape pen. And we're just going to center this up. On there and press it down. So you got a good stick. Then we're going to do another row of tape. Can't really see that acetate. The tape just kind of disappears on there. Trying to decide if I actually had some tape on there. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of tacky glue also. One, just to kind of help it get some stick. And it gives me a little bit of wiggle room to get it on there. And I'm putting the tacky glue on the acetate, but also on the edge of the cardstock where it's outside, and that'll help me get a good stick from card to card. Okay. And this is just easier to put on when it's flat. And I cut that aperture quite a bit bigger so that I had plenty of room to get my blue front on there. And see, that glue gives me the chance to get it in just the right spot before I commit to sticking it down. Okay, so that's my front piece and my sides. And then the back is going to be this sheet, because I'm kind of building a scene. And this piece is 5x7, and I just rounded the corners with my corner rounders. And then I used the yellow water reactive ink and just kind of put a little circle and then drug it out a little bit, and then use the I think it's spa blue, the lightest blue. And this is going to sit right in the back, like so. Okay, and that's going to be the back of my card and the back of my scene. And I've got my little happy birthday sentiment that I'm going to go ahead and put on also while this is still flat, because it's just easier to do. Now you can do the layers on the inside either after you put the back on or before. It's up to you. But I'll show you the layers, and then I'm trying to decide if I want to put them on before. I think I might put them on before I put the back on. Anyway, so this is my very back layer, and this piece of card, so all of them are, I cut 6 across and then scored 1/2 inch on each side. So that's each of my layers on the inside. So I've got a 1/2 inch glue tab. And then this one, I just cut so that it would be, and now that I did that, it's going to hide my birthday sentiment. Well, I guess I should have put it on the other side. I don't think I can get it off though. No. Oh well. I guess I could flip it over. Nah, that's fine. Because it'll be raised up, so it'll be fine. So this is going to sit here just like this. And then my next layer is going to be my dark blue water. And this piece, it's, again, I cut to 6 and then I scored it 1/2 inch on each side. And then I just kind of used my scissors to kind of cut a little bit of a wave. And then I ran it through the embossing this embossing folder, which is, I don't know where this came from. It's just a 2D embossing folder. It's kind of a wave pattern. And then I put a little bit of darker ink on there just to kind of give it a little bit of a blotted look. And then I took some of these were from some recent, I think it was a Sheena stamp, but anyway, and I just kind of stamped out some little foliage onto, or some little lily, or what are they called? Willows, yeah, pussy willows. And then I fussy cut around a little bit, and then I kind of inked with some light blue just to take the starkness of the white. And I did this intentionally to kind of have a little bit higher on the sides and more low in the middle, because I'm going to put this on the back of a layer like that. And actually, I've got another piece that I think I'm going to use because I got plenty of room. And so I'm going to put it on this layer, and that's going to go in the back. And I'm just going to glue it onto that layer. And this is just a short one, and it's going to go kind of right in there. So let's go ahead and glue that onto this piece. And I inked that a little bit green, just, I wasn't sure. I actually thought about using these bigger trees in the foreground. And then after I cut them and did this, I didn't like it. So I did this instead. So we're just going to kind of glue that onto my next layer. And it's just all about layering up and building your scene. So it's going to look, we've got that. And then this one's going to go sort of somewhere in here. And then my water, first water is going to go on there like that. And then I've got 2 layers of acetate that are going to go in front. And these I just cut again, 4x6, scored at half. And then I also ran them through that same embossing folder. I don't know if you can see that, but it just gives it a little bit of, you know, it'll reflect a little bit. And I got 2 of those. And the reason I have those is because I have a bunch of fish. And I've got all these little fish cut, and I want something to put them on. So I'm going to put them on this acetate so that it gives depth. So you have layers of fish. And my fish are a little bit big, but that's the only fish Stampin' Die I had. So, and so those are going to go on there. And then I've got my fish that are going to go on each of the layers. And I think I got 6 of them. And then I cut a little boat for my fisherman. And I literally just cut this out of a piece of white paper, used my silver metallic, and then I used my scoreboard to just kind of put some scores lines in it, really just to give it a little bit of texture. But that's going to be my boat, and that's going to sit in here. And then my fisherman. So my fishing pole came from, this is the Stampin' Die set from Staycation. Oh, I should say, this die is an edgeable die from one of the Christmas collections. And I can't believe how often I use this, and I almost never use it in my Christmas. It's just always just kind of a great die. So this is from Staycation. So that's going to go there. And then my little fisherman doesn't look like a fisherman, but once I put him in the boat and give him a fishing pole, he'll look like a fisherman. Sort of. Good enough. But I didn't have a fisherman die. The only actually die that I have that's a male is from the True Love collection. And it's the other half of this. So it's the boy and girl that make the little heart with their arms from True Love. So I took that and I cut him, and then, see? And then I just cut that top arm off and then colored him with some ink pens. I end up using these, I've used the girl to make a Mary Poppins by doing the same thing, cutting the top arm off and giving her an umbrella. So always look at your dies and try to find different ways to use them. And so then my fisherman's going to go in my boat with the fishing pole like that. And then we'll set him in there. And so let's glue all this up together. So first I'm going to put my fisherman in my boat. He's going to stand in the boat right about there. And he's going to hold on to the fishing pole. Just like that. So there's my fisherman in the boat. Now I've got to put my fish on. So I got 3 layers to put fish. And I'm going to put I think I'll put the 2 silver ones in the very back on the blue, because they'll show through a little bit better. Oops. So my tacky glue again. And we're just going to kind of stagger these. So put one up there. I'll put one at the bottom. And then when you put the next one on, I want to put them in different spots so they're not overlapping. And I think I'm going to use a tape pen and some glue. I'm going to put this one there. And this one there. Okay. I could just kind of set these on there so you can see where you're going to put them. And this one's going to go on there. I wish I had a smaller fish die. I'm going to have to look for one, but I didn't. This is one that I got off Amazon because I didn't have any fish dies. So that was unfortunate, but I'll put this one up near the top. And these I just stamped and heat embossed on some silver matte metallic, and then die cut it out. So I'm going to start layering these up, and I think we're going to start with the front and work our way to the back. I think it'll be easier to work from the front because then I can see what I'm doing and get in there. So we're going to do tape pen and then some tacky glue. Make sure I have this right. So that's the bottom. So that's the bottom. So we're going to line this up. And if they're kind of swimming in and out of the window, that's fine. I don't care. Okay, then we're going to put our next layer in. Just make sure you put them all the right side so you're not putting your fish upside down. You don't want floating upside down fish because floating upside down fish are dead. So you don't want those. So just keep checking, make sure you're putting them in correctly. You're just going to line these up. One on top of the other. And you kind of see what I'm doing here. Come on. Maybe it would have been easier to put the back on first. Okay. Okay, so there's my 2 layers of fish. And now that I said that, I put them on. Oh no, I put them upside down, but I didn't. There they go. So see they're swimming across the front. Now we're going to do our blue layer. Same thing with that. Put our tacky glue on to give me some wiggle room. Make sure I put it right side up. Just like that. Okay. And then we're going to put our green layer. Oh, I got to put my boat in. Almost forgot. So my boat's going to sit on that blue layer. So I'm going to go ahead and put some tacky glue just along the bottom because I don't want it too far, too deep on that blue. So we're just going to put him on in the water, just like that. Okay, then we're going to put our layer of reeds. Back behind the boat. And I know you can't see this very well. I'll show you in a minute. There we go. Okay, so you get one side on there and then get the other side lined up. Okay, so here we go. Getting them all lined up. The next layer is our trees. That's going to go in there. And again, I'm going to use my tacky glue. So where I want it. Yeah, about there. Okay. And then my back layer. Just going to put some glue on the tab itself. Flip that over. Do the same on the other side. Now, if you did this right, I know you can't see what I'm doing. I'm just putting glue on the inside tab on this piece under there. And then we're just going to stick that right there. If you did it right, it would fold flat. I don't actually care about it folding flat because it's for my husband. So I'm going to hand deliver it to him. And he's not going to fold it flat, so it doesn't matter. But if you want it to fold flat, I would definitely recommend you put the back on, and then at each stage, fold it over and fold it flat and press it down. It's actually pretty close to going flat right now, but and there we go. I love how that came out. I think it looks so cool. So there's my fishing box. I hope you like that. Bye.